Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Sun on Sports. I'm Mike Shaughnessy, joined this week by Sherman and Nick Clark. Our first subject for today is going to be the Athena Award ceremony at the Minneapolis Convention Center. This is the Minneapolis version. There's a St. Paul Athena chapter which handed out its awards in April. Burnsville's Athena Award winner Macy Kent is also going to be part of the Minneapolis award ceremony on Friday. She was a starting midfielder for their soccer team and also one of the top middle distance runners in track and field. The girls from Apple Valley, Eagan, Rosemont, Eastview, Lakeville North, Lakeville South, they were part of the St. Paul chapter of the Athena Awards program, and actually they, which was created just a few years ago. St. Paul took kind of its half of the metro area and now does its own Athena Award ceremony. The kids from my area who were honored at that ceremony in mid-April were Sam Mayer of Eastview, Lisa Ruff from Apple Valley, Taylor Berg from Eagan, Katrina Clayton from Rosemont, Michelle Voles from Lakeville North, and Olivia Bagnall from Lakeville South. A couple of interesting sidelights for a couple of those girls. Olivia Bagnall is one of the rare athletes now who competed in two different sports in the same season. She was a soccer player and a cross-country runner for her school, and as it turns out, in her junior year, Lakeville South may very well have qualified for the state tournament had she been able to compete, but turns out the day of the section cross-country meet, she had a state tournament soccer game to play and couldn't be at the cross-country meet, and the Cougars weren't able to qualify for state. Sam Mayer is one of the top female athletes in the metro area. She has led Eastview to the state basketball tournament the last 2 years. They finished third each year. She was goalie for their soccer team, which also qualified for the state tournament the last 2 years, and is going to be playing basketball on scholarship at South Dakota. One other awards note that I wanted to throw in is that the St. Paul Downtown Lions Club also will name their male and female athletes of the year on May 15th, and several people from my area are finalists. Varmasoni of Apple Valley is a finalist for the Boys Award, and as many know, he would receive the Minnesota Mr. Football Award, and also helped Apple Valley reach the state tournament in basketball. Two of the finalists for the Girls Award are Sam Mayer from Eastview and Amy Brown of Lakeville North, who's been a starter for their volleyball team since 8th grade, led them to second place in the state tournament a couple of times, and also won the state's Miss Volleyball Award this season. John, you mentioned that you'd like to see a similar program for a program similar to the Athena Awards for the boys. Have you heard from people in your area that they'd also like to see that?
Mike, I would love to have that awards banquet for the boys, as long as I don't have to pay for it. I have been a proponent of that for probably the last 10 years, and there is a lot of support for it if a sponsor could be found. Several schools in my coverage area, Richfield, as one instance, has an award for the top male athlete in the senior class. It's called the Tom Spooner Award. It's named after Tom Spooner, a high school athlete who died during his high school career, and that's one way to keep his memory alive. So individual schools do have this. A lot of at senior awards breakfasts and so forth, they'll name a male and female senior athlete of the year. So I think it's already being done, but I'd like to see it done collectively along the same lines as the Athena Award. I think it would be a real classy program.
One thing that I think that is really important about the Athena Award, it'll be neat to see with the boys as well, is that the criteria they use, it's not just what you do on the fields or on the track or the pool or wherever it may be. It's also what you're able to do in the classroom, and outside of all that, in terms of volunteering at churches or youth groups, or these kids, the Athena Award winners, are all very involved in the community and now got a pretty solid head on their shoulders. It'd be nice to see and be able to point out, some of the accolades that the boys are doing as well, because they're out and about doing the same thing, getting the same kind of grades, and you see where some of these top athletes are ending up. We could use Edina for example. Anders Lee would be the no-brainer, and he's going to Notre Dame, and C average doesn't get you to Notre Dame, and I know he's out and about and doing a lot of
unless
stuff.
you're a really good hockey player.
But your chances are, interviewing Anders a few times I have, he's got it together upstairs. I'm sure he's doing all right in the classroom, and it'd be neat to see and be able to point out, like I said, some of the things that these guys are doing well outside and off the field a little bit as well.
I think when the Athena Award was initiated, it was initiated because girls weren't receiving the accolades and the media attention that boys were. I think it's on equal footing now. I know we cover girls' sports as well as anybody in the Twin Cities, probably as well as anybody in the country. And I think the coverage is on equal footing, and I'd like to see the awards on equal footing now.
One of the things that they do in both chapters of the Athena Awards that I like is they're recognizing kids who are involved in more than one sport. I mean, you'll see with very few exceptions that the winners are in 2 or 3 sports.
Absolutely, and I think the recognition of all-around athletes is important. I know the State High School League promotes that, and I think it's great to go from season to season and see what these athletes can do in their cross training and their multi-sport participation. It's just fantastic to see so many people with such great credentials in a number of sports.
Those 3-sport athletes are really a dying breed. It seems like it takes so much work to play varsity hockey year round. It's tough to find time for baseball or football or whatever other sport they may be. But it's still a vital part of high school athletics, and it's good to see that enough kids are still participating where they can be honored like this.
What I want to know is, how does somebody do soccer and cross country in the same season? You run 8 miles in a soccer game, then you go out and run
3.1 to run around 5K is 3.1 miles.
You go out and run some more in the cross country, and then you have a 10-mile training day, and then another 8-mile soccer game.
Yeah.
In Olivia Bagnall's case, the way I understood that it worked was she trained with the soccer team and showed up for cross-country meets, and the coaches and the kids on both teams were perfectly fine with that. She obviously isn't going to be going on to do that in college. She'll be going to the University of Minnesota and concentrating on soccer. Well, guys, thanks a lot. That wraps it up for this segment of Sun on Sports. Stick with us. We'll be right back.